Hi everyone, it's Rebecca here, and today I'm recording a video with a recommendation. Last night I listened to a podcast between Jameela Jamil, the actress and activist, and Caitlin Moran, who is a writer, journalist, activist as well, feminist. It's on the I Weigh podcast. I'll put a link to it below this video so you can go straight to it. On their website and then listen to it wherever you listen to your podcasts. Anyway, the reason that they were having a conversation was that Caitlin Moran has written a new book, and in it, with the consent of her daughter, she has written about her daughter's experience of anorexia and their joint experience of that anorexia. And goodness me, so much of it resonated with me, and I want to share a few little bits from it because it was good to hear from somebody else what they were going through and what it was like for them, and also the things that they learned, that she learned, that Bea and I talk about an awful lot. So I'm going to be looking down every now and again because I've written some notes down here. And the first thing that Caitlin spoke about was the fact that she was scared of her daughter's sadness. And that really affected me because yes, me, and I'm sure you as well. I was terrified of her sadness. And I think what that leads us to is trying to fix that sadness, trying to make it better, trying to rationalize them out of the eating disorder. Sometimes that shows up in our own anger and our fear because we will try and scare them out of it. I know that I was guilty of that as well, and I'm sure that you probably are the same. And as Caitlin talks about, it took her 2 years to actually leave that space of fear. And she realized, and this is what was so touching for me, because this is absolutely what I share with clients, and you may well have heard it directly from me to you, or you'll have read it in blogs or in some previous videos. All she knew she had to be was love. And she talks about being a great big ball of love. And that's it. Because they are in such a frightened place. You may be in such a frightened place if you're listening to this and you have an eating disorder. And sad and frightened, all of that. And if we as the carers, the parents, can come to that sadness and that fear with love, then there's something truly fundamental there that hopefully is able to create a shift. And I want to read to you the bit that Caitlin talks about that she said to her daughter. She says, "You are angry and sad, and I am not frightened by your anger and sadness. There is nothing you can do that will stop me from loving you." Oof. And I feel emotional now just saying that, because I said almost the same thing to Bea in different ways. I remember at one point saying to her that I couldn't fix her. It was the most frightening day for me to say that to her. I can't fix you. I can't make you better. You have to do that. And I remember running up to my room and shutting the door and crying into my pillow because it was like, what have I just given her permission to do? But what I was doing was drawing a line in the sand. What I was doing was saying, this is you, for you to get better. And I am here. I am the backstop. And I will always love you. Always love you. And I remember another point when we were having, or she was launching at me with some anger that she was feeling. And I remember pointing my finger and speaking directly to the eating disorder, not to her, not to Bea, but to the eating disorder, and saying to the eating disorder, you do not frighten me. You do not frighten me. And I think that if we can, if you can find a way to get to that place of loving whatever, and talking to others about your fears, but showing them that you're not frightened, of their sadness. I think that's really helpful. So I encourage you to listen to the podcast. There's very colourful language in it, so that's just as a warning to you. And do come back to me, because I think this is a really hopeful conversation to have. So I'm sending lots of love, and I'll speak to you again next time. Bye for now.